Uh, Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Muke is my name. An indigenous African, born and raised in a neighboring country of Zimbabwe, that is Zambia. But I just wish to comment on the unfolding situations that is taking place in Zimbabwe, and react to the Robert Mugabe's nephew, who is claiming that his uncle or his uncle should be respected and be given an opportunity to retire respectively and be given benefits, retirement benefits. It's like a mockery. You have really taken Zimbabwean people too far and for granted. Zimbabweans are in the situation that they are in today because of your uncle, because of Robert Mugabe. There has been no white president in Zimbabwe since 1980, when he took over the country from the British colony, meaning he had all the powers to himself to make right decisions. He had the right to make proper decisions and find peace and be wise on how to handle either the enemy or other critics he endured or he faced. Instead, he created a situation that was going to bury Zimbabweans from concentrating to real situations, economical issues. After he stripped the country of all the riches and shared with his comrades in the ZANU-PF, or rather the people that he has that is surrounded by him, he has really siphoned all the resources from Zimbabwe ever since, for fear that this president was for fear that the people were going to ask and question him, because he had made so many promises to the Zimbabwean people, and those promises they were not forthcoming. People started doubting his legitimacy, his words. Instead, he's a smart man. He created a diversion. He created the situation where he started talking about the land Lancaster agreement, talking about the land issue with the British. He waited that long after he has made himself so rich, and because he could not allow anyone to come into office and ask him questions on what has happened to the Zimbabwean natural resources or to the coffers in the Zimbabwean bank. Instead, he opted to hold on to power. That's the only reason why this man is still holding on to power, for fear that he is going to be persecuted by his own people, because he has not delivered. He has been giving excuses to the millions of his people that it's not his fault. It's the colonial imperialist. It's the colonial masters, the former. But in reality, Zimbabwe was never ruled. At the time when he took over, there has never been any other president apart from Mugabe himself. If he really wanted to make peace at heart with the British colony, he could have just adhered to it, and to either the rest of the world. He could have just handed over power to somebody else to take over, and he could be the advisor. because he has done his work. But the man is really guilty of so many cases: human rights abuses, corruption, nepotism, name it. Even very serious cases that are treasonable. He knows that the Ndebele people are not going to forgive him. They have never forgiven him for what he has done, for what he did to his own Zimbabwean people. Not that they were foreigners. These were Zimbabweans that were merely against his policies or against him. He went, sent the military, and wiped them, killed them. And you think those people have forgotten about what he did to his people? No. They have never forgotten him. He still has blood on his hands about the Matebele land. He knows that. Go do your history very well. My analysis here is that Mr. Mugabe spent much time fighting the West when he should have paid much attention to what was going on the ground with his people. Millions of Zimbabweans have fled the country for fear, for economical reasons, because of the situation that was created by him. And he knows that nobody is happy today. Look at him. How rich Mugabe do you think he is today? He's one of the richest presidents in Africa. He has been busy looting the Zimbabwean people's economy, stealing money, getting everything from the Zimbabwean coffers, together with his minions. And today, you still want to make him holding on to power for another term when he's already 90. So meaning, if you add 5 years from 93, that is 98. Jesus Christ, you people, are you crazy? You mean there's no other person in Zimbabwe out of all the millions that can rule Zimbabwe? Honestly, is he the only person that can rule, take Zimbabwe to the next generation? People, come on. I know it's difficult for you to act now and take him out of office by force, but this was your only shot that you had. But you've screwed it up. You fucked up. And you fucked up hard. And he's gonna make sure that all those guys, now you have given him time to go around and prepare himself, because he can read the situation. He knows you better. He knows the Zimbabwean people very well. He knows your morale. He knows when you are mad. He will divert. Just wait. He will come up with an excuse that everyone you've been feeling sorry. So be advised that the man you've just allowed to continue in his office is now planning the second thing. And wait and see. Because whatever you're going to do, he's got the military on his side now. He's got the military on his side. He's got everyone, the powerful institutions in the country on his side. And you think by protesting, going onto the street, you're gonna take him out? Once a dictator, always a dictator. No matter what, he knows how to deal with the dictators. They fight. They know their ways. They know how to protect themselves when the situation arises. That's why he did not even panic. You claim the wife escaped. She was never escaped. She has been there all along. And here we are talking about the same thing. You had the right cause, but you have fucked it up. And he's gonna stay. For as long as God gave him breath, this man is gonna die in office, and truly the wife is gonna come on and take over. And when she comes and take over, she will have the same military on her side. There will be a situation where you are going to be guerrillas to start now fighting the new colonial master that has come into your country. It was just a transfer of the skin from white to black. But in this case, this is the sheep. This is the black sheep in a white skin. Mugabe has come there to stay. He's gonna haunt your lives. For you guys to remove him out of power and all his history or whatever he's rich, because he knows he has deep-rooted so much that he feels you can't touch him. Nobody can touch him. He has the money, he has the property, he has the power. The military is on his side this time. That's why the military couldn't do anything. If they were very against him, they were not going to be bootlicking him, getting envelopes under the table. Right now, those military men, they were actually oiled, if you know what I mean. They have been promised a lot of colossal sum of money or some kind of in exchange of their lives, that if they don't, they're gonna lose their lives. Their fellow men that they will be supporting will take their lives. That's Mugabe. Remember, he used to be a guerrilla fighter, and odd habits die really hard. So this man is gonna really rip this country off, and he has already ripped it off. So the only thing that you can do by taking out this man out of office, use the same force he used. The very way he came in.